Wow, that's amazing. Say welcome, everybody.
Welcome.
Oh, Gideon muted it. Gideon, did you say good morning? I think you muted it. Hey, wait. Ask everybody how they're doing. Here, ask everybody. Say, how are you doing?
I'm doing.
No, say
Autophone.
Say, how are you doing?
Autophone.
Okay, you can hold it, but don't mute it again. Okay? Nope, don't shake it because that will alert the district team. So, do you want to say, oh, no kisses. Hey, you just say, good morning, everyone. How are you doing?
Loud.
Yep, say it loud.
Upside down.
Who's that?
Right up.
Who is
There I
that?
am. Hey!
Who is that?
So,
He ran away. That's Kathy. Do you remember? Yeah. That's
Hey!
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning. I've got my iPad upside down.
Oh, careful. All right, Gideon, it's your turn to go play now, okay? Hello, everybody. Yeah, stranger danger. So speaking of which, about stranger danger, I taught stranger danger to the homeschool co-op this past week, specifically for my Pemberley because she does not understand stranger danger, and I'm just like peer pressure. Peer pressure. But Gideon, he read about stranger danger, so now that's his favorite book. It's by the Berenstein Bears, and he needed to. I told him we're going to Sunday school yesterday, and he said he needed his book, and so he literally took his stranger danger book into Sunday school.
Oh my gosh.
And
I'm going to go grab something else to put this on. I'll be right back.
Okay. Sounds good. All right, Gideon. Okay. So Gideon has daddy's personality. Like, seriously, like James really likes to be at the center of attention and likes to charm people and be all like, I don't know, charming. That is Gideon. So that's what we're working with today. Anyways, welcome. Good morning, everyone. Does everyone have your coffee? Coffee? Well, Gideon said no. He had his milk. And I'm going to make some zucchini bread.
it was cold milk.
And it was cold milk. Yeah. And so speaking of which, hey, just a test. Welcome in. So this morning, the kids ate some sourdough bread. That was James's first sourdough loaf he ever made. It was this high. It was made out of whole wheat, and it was interesting. So, yeah. Oh, Sandy, I think you need to get on your second cup. After I'm done with this one, I'm going to get another cup. Yes. Yep. He likes to be the center of attention. And he loves walking into the antique store after me because all of my antique store friends are all like, who's that? He loves that. All right. Hey, Kathy. So we have a big announcement today. But first things first, we want to talk about what the train is going to be this weekend. And for this weekend is going to be another Learning with Lilyworks, which is kind of where my heart is. And a lot of our heart is as far as continuing to pour into each other, because that's what community is all about. It's not just hopping around all over the place. A community, like, kind of like, so like a community is not hopping all over the place. It's pouring into each other. It's investing into each other. It's taking the time to get to know each other. And then they do the same back to you, right? So that's what's big about the Learning with Lilyworks train, is that's why it's really important to me, is that we're taking stuff that we've taken the time to learn and we're sharing it with others, and then we're all growing together as a community. So take a second to think, like, what can I share? And if you don't know anything, like you're like, Rachel, I'm not a teacher, I don't know anything. I really want to get I really want to challenge you to even like go grab one of the jewelry books from the library. Like, you might be interested in a specific designer and you want to share that designer with us. If you have been inspired by some of the hard goods that you've been seeing lately, and you are not into hard goods and you're not a hard goods seller, but all of a sudden you're like, wow, I really loved when Rachel shared the Tanala pottery. I want to learn more about that. And then you're able to share that with us as well. Would be really awesome. Nana shared a little bit of Tanala pottery. And in my latest YouTube video, I found a whole set of Ken Edwards Tanala cups and saucers and all that. So that was really fun. So think about that, like what you want to share with the community. And then part of that Learning with Lilyworks is, making sure that you're staying and chatting and encouraging each other, because Learning with Lilyworks is not going to just be about sales. It's going to be mostly about the community, teaching, learning, growing together. So yeah. Good morning, Kathy.
Good morning.
I kind of put her on the spot this morning. I was like,
I know, I'm like going, I got to go put a bra on and change my shirt.
I know. I was still in my pajamas today, and I was like, Kathy, you want to come on with me in 15 minutes?
Yeah.
So yeah, we're here. So anyways, I'm going to share with you guys the big announcement, because that kind of correlates with what we've been talking about a little bit.
Yeah. Marissa said bras are optional, shirts are not. Yeah.
So the big announcement that I've been talking about with another, like a team behind the scenes and stuff like that. Yes. So you can do a teaching video if you're not selling. Absolutely. Or makers. Those of you who are makers, if you want to just teach wire wrapping, for instance, or you want to do if you're a maker and you want to do like a shop with me type thing, like this is the kind of stuff I look for in picking out of the dumpster. I don't even know, but like, wouldn't that be fun?
Dumpster diving?
Yes. Like, hey, this is where I find my stuff. Or whatever. Like, that would be really fun too. But just like a teaching opportunity for everybody. I want makers included. All three faceted are going to be included. So with that being said, talking about things behind the scenes, you guys might be really excited about this, and some of you might be really nervous about this. But we are looking into combining all three marketplaces into Lilyworks. I'm waiting for all the comments to come spiraling through. I'll give you guys a moment to digest that. I'll give you guys a moment.
Where to catch my letter?
Okay, go ahead. So the reason that it's separate right now, and I'm going to have to do this carefully, is because district has things by category. So if you were to Google, or if you were to search for a craft market, the Makers Market would pull up. If you were to search a craft market, Lilyworks, Jewels, and Lots would not pop up because each of those markets are in different categories. Which for a smaller market like ours, even though ours is, we're up there, we're climbing. It just is as district is new, it's kind of like a strategic thing to have them separated, and plus all the tags are separated, and things like that. But to make it easier for all of our brains, ultimately, I think it would be awesome to have it be Lilyworks and then have the three separate categories within Lilyworks. I went to district and I said, that's the ultimate goal, that I would love to have the three different categories, because sometimes people can make jewelry, and that can go into the jewelry and the Makers Market. And so it's been a little bit difficult to be oh, where do I put this? Or what's really cool is when we combined the Facebook groups, the people who are makers are really starting to inspire people who maybe never even thought about it. So it's kind of building all facets of the community together. But I still think it's going to be a little bit challenging figuring out the whole categories and tags, because if I were to combine all three marketplaces right now, we would literally have 200 tags.
A lot.
And so I need to figure that out on my end. And then that will be easier for the trains and for our shipping. And then, so we're still in the process of figuring that out. So if you're wondering, Rachel, what do I do if we're combining it into one? So basically it's going to be the Lilyworks, Jewels, and Lots is going to be the main. And the other two are going to be combined into it. And we're going to call it Lilyworks. You guys, it's going to be called Lilyworks. There you go. And it's going to say
So I'm gonna say this.
Wouldn't the jewelry be buried by Home Goods like the lamp lady place? And that is exactly what I didn't want. And so I'm going to be strategically figuring this out, because I ultimately want to have the three separate categories. The three separate categories within Lilyworks. Because that's the thing is most of us are jewelry people. And so, yeah, you're right. You don't want, you don't want a whole page of ephemera when you go into Lilyworks, because that's the last thing that people listed or whatever. So I'm still they haven't done this at all, for anybody yet. So this is going to be a new programming thing that they're going to have to figure out. They said that they don't have a timeline on it, but I do have a plan in the meantime. So if you're wondering, Rachel, I have maker stuff, or hold on. I still have a 2-year-old here. He wants to play catch with letters. So if you're wondering, Rachel, where should I be listing these things now if there's going to be changes? Just keep listing it where you're listing it, and we're going to do everything in the background. Okay, we're going to do everything in the background to move things over and to change tags. So what I'm planning on... Oh, okay, I don't know where I went. Can you go get Annalise? Maybe she can help you. Go get Annalise. So I'm planning on maybe if district takes a while to figure out the whole programming thing of where it's going to be 3 different categories, main categories, because honestly, like that's how my Shopify store is, where you can just click into a different category and then things pull up. So I don't know why. I don't know. It just seems like a little bit difficult.
Yes, she did.
So Felicia, yes. So the goal is that everything will be under the Jewels and Lots. I'm going to be changing it to where it says Lilyworks. So everyone's just say, and then the website is going to stay the same. So it's going to be www.lilyworksjewels, because you guys are my jewels now. You guys are the Lilyworks jewels. So that's going to stay the same, www.lilyworksjewels.com. And the header is going to say Lilyworks, and then it's going to say Jewels, Antiques, and Makers.
Yes.
So it's going, like, we can call it Lilyworks, but it's going to, on the header, say Jewels, Antiques, and Makers. So that's going to combine all three. And so my vision kind of like parallels with what my antique booth looks like. So if I ever do a tour with you guys at my antique booth, I have a lot of jewelry. You guys know that I have a jewelry dig. I have jewelry that's a little bit more high end for sale. I have antiques and collectibles. And then I have my stuff that I've upcycled and I've crafted and things like that. So if we think of it in that way, like this is just a big booth. And I was asking Kathy, I was like, what is the name for it? I'm sure they have it. It's not flea market. It's not market. I don't know if it's called the mercantile or whatever. But yeah, I don't know. But I've been in stores where, you know, it's been an antique store, but they also have like a lot of makers that are included. And I've separated all three markets for a while, but with district being so new, and I don't want to divide our community, I want to make it stronger. So we're going to combine it and then I'm going to keep pushing them to figure out the programming side of things. And so in regards to short term, if they're not able to figure out the programming side of things in a reasonable amount of time, I would say within the next couple weeks or less, I'm going to just, if they combine it all, I'm just going to change the tags to say jewelry, then it will say earrings, jewelry, bracelets, jewelry, or whatever. So it's really simple of where you can list it. And then the next one will say antiques and then dash whatever. And so we're gonna simplify it. So I'm kind of gonna be creating those three different categories myself, just using the tags, and then I can use those tags to create the different chunked categories within our marketplace. So I can do that, but it's going to take it's going to take a lot of time to go through. I think we probably across all three marketplaces, we might have maybe 4,500 listings altogether. So that might take a bit of work to go through all of them. I know, wouldn't drop downs be phenomenal? Talking to district behind the scenes though, they're just like, and I think the more I push, I think I'll be able to get my way. Our way, is that it, right, Kathy? It's our way.
But you know, here's the thing. It's still such a new platform that as time goes, we're all growing with them. So I think that what Rachel is saying as well, it's not going to be a lot different as far as you listing like you are right now. When they incorporate this, your piece is not going to change a whole lot from that perspective. But eventually, the ease of going in and finding things is going to be a lot better and a lot easier. So it's all positive and it's going to be good. Nina said there's probably going to be bumps along the way. Whenever you're involved in anything new, there's always bumps, right? But even platforms like eBay, when they make big changes, or Poshmark or anybody else, there's always a few growing pains and bumps along the way. But it's going to be good when all is said and done. And that's the exciting part, I think.
Yes, I think this whole 9 months has been bumps along the way, but you know, it's honestly, the main goal is growing the community aspect of it. And I think if that's the long-term goal, is the community, I think above anything else, selling everything is the community aspect. It's going to be really beneficial to try to combine it and have us grow stronger and Curry was asking, like, what do tags mean? So if you go to list something, I have tags right now that I have pre-set for myself or for us. And it's basically when you go in and you list it, you see all these different options where it'll say blingy, Art Deco, Art Nouveau, like all these different words that you can press that's associated. And then when you press that word, it can go into a certain category. So those are what the tags are. They're already preset in there for when you go in the listings. If you're on the antiques and collectibles side, it will look like kitchen or glowy glass or things like that. So I have different categories there as well. And then the makers has like findings and textile art and so there's different categories within that. So I'm going to have to figure out a way that I can simplify it for us and figure out how I can do that on that end. If that makes any sense as to what tags are and stuff like that. If you don't get your tag, you'll probably see how other markets will want to do the same thing and with their recruiting more markets. I mean, I'm surprised that like knickknacks and stuff like that, you know, because knickknacks has multiple different, like, I guess categories. Well, we all know like Jocelyn for her glass for the most part. And so people are coming in, but because she like kind of has like the big market up there, there's all these different jewelry trains and stuff that's happening too. So I'm surprised that, and then she has the makers market. It's kind of like the same thing,
Right.
but we're kind of doing it like jewelry first. Yes. So Curry says, I didn't realize selecting those tags would Yep. I wanted to share that I'm seeing District Buy Now post in Google search now. Woohoo! If your title, if you title properly.
So awesome.
So I wanted to, with that being said, I also wanted to mention that we are past, like, I've been doing the accountability posts for us on Facebook. And since then we've gotten, we're over 3,700 listings right now in our jewels and lots. And if we combine it all, I think we would be over 4,500. So I to do 10 a day. And then with that being said, like I'm trying to feel out like what can make us successful. So I feel almost like I'm the guinea pig. So I'm doing it with you guys, right? So if like live selling isn't working, or if this isn't working, if that's not working, I'm kind of doing it with you guys and I'm ready to like pivot. And that's kind of why we're making this big change with the marketplace combination thing. Is I was telling a few people behind the scenes, like I'm stubborn and I'll try to make it work, but if I need to pivot, I will. And so this is pivoting time. And
pivot.
And I've started realizing that I let my buy it now listings, which you guys all know, like I was super successful selling jewelry, live selling, or not live selling, buy it now listings, right? And so once everyone started live selling and all this stuff, that became like the top priority to get that all figured out and start connecting, which I still love, is whatever, but I'm like, I got maybe 2 weeks ago, I was like, I really need to start getting my act together and putting it in my buy it now listings, especially if I'm going to be the example for you guys and be able to make YouTube videos to say, hey, this is what I sold. So with that being said, my eBay has started going up. Woohoo! And
nice.
I put that into our district buy now. And I've sold 2 buy it nows from district. And so that was awesome as well. So I'm kind of like navigating that whole thing for us so we can all be successful. So it doesn't just feel like one area of our community is heavier or we're focusing more. And it started to feel like we were focusing a lot on the live selling and the trains. And if you were not a live seller, you were missing out. I don't want you to feel that way. Right. So I'm trying to navigate balancing all of those things at the same time. And part of that is going to be really promoting you guys to get your buy it now listings in there as well. If like for instance, if the live sales, if certain people didn't come to your show and you only sold this much stuff or whatever, and you're planning on maybe selling it all. And then you were like, oh, that didn't work. But having like those other things happening at the same time, like the buy it now listings, or connecting with the community, or your social media or whatever, making sure all those different things are working at the same time. So we're navigating.
Well, you know what? That's a perfect segue.
Uh-oh.
That is a perfect segue into, we are in the fourth quarter. You all know, like, we are in already 2 weeks into the fourth, well, a month and a half into the fourth quarter, and the holidays are coming, right? So get whatever you've got ready now. Don't wait. People are not going to start buying 2 weeks before Christmas or any of the holidays that we've got coming up. They're going to start buying now into the holidays, right? So start pulling your stuff, staging it, and getting it ready. When Rachel is talking about being the example, and she is, I've started listing more because my eBay store was taking a bit of a hit too. And it's okay, because we are going into a very profitable time of the year. A lot of people set and gauge what they're doing for their entire year's sales on this time of the year. So pull the things that you have, get your listings into eBay or Poshmark or the other avenues that you utilize, Etsy or whatever. And district, of course, we want stuff to come in here and get prepared, because people are looking to buy. And those of you that have bundles to go, so maybe you've got several Christmas pins or earrings or bracelets, or you've got collector's pieces that shoppers that are out there that are going to be looking either to gift themselves or to gift somebody else. Get them ready and put them out there. Set your backdrop up when you're doing the photographing of your item. Give it a holiday feel to it. Make it so that when people see it, it's inviting and they're going, oh my gosh, that's going to be the perfect gift. Same thing for the live sellers as well. As we're moving into this time of the year, you start pulling the stuff out. Talk about it. Set your backdrop up so it feels like, so when I'm coming in as a buyer, oh my gosh, that's right, I need to get that. That's a perfect gift for somebody. But right now is the time. Don't wait. Get your stuff ready for your holiday big hit and boom as we're moving into the end of the year. The other thing that I want you to think about is, after we get through that, or as we're approaching that, Black Friday, Cyber Monday, Small Business Monday, all of those things can be utilized for resellers. So you can do it through your district store or your other means of selling. If you're doing live selling, schedule it up. Do your marketing around Small Business Monday. We are small businesses. It doesn't have to be local hometown, right? So start thinking about that, thinking about your marketing that you're going to put and share in our own Facebook group and our private Facebook group, but also in district. The other thing that I want to mention as well, when we're buying and selling to each other, we're kind of getting to know the community, right? So we get a feel for who likes what in certain things and collector pieces. Send somebody a message through our district channels and say, you know what, I've got something coming up, and I know that this is, you like XYZ or whatever, and I want to let you know my next live next Wednesday, I'm pulling some pieces that I think that you're really going to like. So start connecting more with each other. There's a group of us that started at the beginning with Rachel, and we've connected with each other, but we've got a lot of amazing people come in. Let's reach out and connect with them. And already we have people that are supporting when we're doing lives, but let's also support our buy it now sellers. And with that being said, the buy it now sellers, almost everybody has their stuff set up so that you can make an offer. Did you know that? And don't be shy, because if somebody has put the make me an offer on their particular ad, make them an offer. Make it a reasonable offer, but you could buy all kinds of stuff at a great price. Don't be shy. And the other thing is we have auctions within our listings as well. So you don't have to be a live seller. Check it out. There's a whole page. Rachel has it set up where it's separate, where you can see what is on for live auction right now. Go in and take a look. There's a lot of people that are starting things out low, and we're finding that the auctions are running through and no one's making any bids. There are some great buys in there.
Yeah.
So I want you to remember that as well.
Yeah, so we have Marissa, who's been liquidating some of her stuff because she's kind of pivoting what she's going to be doing with her business. And so she's getting more into the sterling silver. So if you know Marissa, who's Teal Chickadee, she has some reseller. Just go follow her store. She is ready to make a deal. And you know who else is ready to make a deal? Sandy. Sandy put out a post saying that she's like also liquidating some stuff. So she literally she made a bundle, sold a bundle to a gal this morning, and was like, hey, make me an offer. I'm ready to liquidate some of these things, because she's realized, like, some people are realizing like, oh, I'm not so much of this type of seller. This is my role in the community instead. So with that being said, go ahead, check out Sandy, check out Whose Findings by Sandy, check out Marissa, and then Felicia asked about the 1099. The 1099 should be going out by Stripe. So District uses the company Stripe to process payments. And so I believe the 1099 will come through the Stripe if you've made more than $600, like, on transactions coming through there. That will come through, and then you can give it to your tax professional or whomever. And then make sure you're talking about, all the deductibles as a reseller.
Yes.
But anyways,
I think the other thing that we need to mention too, some of you already know this, some of you do not. We've had an update in District. So if you have not updated your computer, your iPad, your iPhone, make sure you do that. Just log off, log back in. It's a quick update. Things look a little bit different. They're awesome changes. I'm really excited about them. But make sure that you do that, particularly if you've not gone live since then, because what will happen, I updated everything with the exception of my iPad. And when I was on the train on Saturday, I had to do the update then. I was a little nervous because I thought it was going to kick me off. It didn't. But make sure that you take a look at and get that done as well.
Yes. What else did I want to say? Oh, the updates. I think that they were talking about doing things like coupon codes and stuff like that, or bulk offer. Like, Sienna was talking to me a little bit about some of the updates they're going to be coming out with in the near future, and that would be great for us, because I'm kind of one of those people that I need to get my butt into gear. Like, someone needs to tell me, Rachel, you know how eBay has these campaigns that you can run, and it's like sales. Like, if something's been in your store for this amount of time, you can mark it down 25% and show being on sale, or you can send out coupons or whatever. I think that people have started to ask for things like that. And if you feel like you have a really great idea for, like, that would really help District platform, we're still small enough that if you reach out to District support, there's a District support chat channel. If you just go scroll down and you have some ideas, or you need help with something, or you notice that the shipping's weird or whatever, make sure that you're bookmark shows. Yes. Okay. We've been saying that since the beginning. So that is something that we've been talking about. Absolutely. Yeah. Because that was something I was used to on Whatnot, is like, we would tell everyone, go ahead, bookmark my next shows. But yeah, you're right. Totally. Absolutely. So if you feel like something is really important, go down District support. Also, scroll down to District support. If you have your listings that are on eBay, they will create a CVS file for you, and they'll transfer that all over. And yeah, the District is still small, but like Irene was saying, is right now it's starting to get out there on Google Ads. And so the more and more we're like, it's kind of like the algorithm, right? With eBay, we're like, the more and more you feed the beast, the more and more we're feeding District, the bigger it gets, the more people are going to start recognizing, oh, that's a site I can trust. The more it pops up, because right now, like when I Google Lens something and I'm checking comps, the things that pop up are usually eBay, Etsy, sometimes Poshmark, right? But I know, I can check. I know I can. You're okay. I know I can check comps on Etsy and eBay easily. All right, do it then. But now if District keeps popping up, people are gonna be like, oh, that's not like some random boutique shop. It's gonna start being a name that people are like, oh yeah, that's another reseller site. So get your listings in there, list. And you might feel like, oh, I'm just doing it for no reason. But guess what? I made 2 sales. So just by doing the cross posting and listing, and then a lot of them are actually coming in from Google Ads, and I can tell because because it will say so and so joined the market, and then they purchased it. So we have Irene saying,
yes, that good point. Yeah.
So Irene says, use proper searchable titles on Buy It Now. Brand name, stones, necklace, brooch, pin, bracelet, Christmas gift. Use proper SEO terms and you'll make it into Google search.
That's very true. Yep.
And I should probably come up with where I teach on like which order you should do things, because there's even like a specific order that you should be doing things. And then some things are just not really searchable. Like if you were to say gorgeous, or there's even
beautiful.
some, yeah, there or even typing in like HTF, which is hard to find.
Rare.
Like a lot of people are like, I don't trust that because not everything is hard to find. So, and not everything is from the estate. Like a lot of people title it estate and it's paparazzi. That doesn't mean it's from the estate. So there's certain things, and I do have a document with a bunch of keywords that's for subscribers. If you are ever stuck on anything and you're like, what are some good keywords to use? Think about the collector. Think about what they're looking for. A lot, like I collect Navettes or Austrian or whatever. And if I run out of keywords at the end, I will start putting in bling, sparkly, haute couture, whatever. But like Irene was saying, the first 5 words are really, really important. So looks like Colleen is here. We have Pam. We have vintage, antique. What would you type to find an item? So I always type vintage, and then antique is 100 years or older. I have heard that I always spell out vintage, and that's just my way of doing things. I've heard that VTG will translate if someone is searching for the whole word vintage, that VTG will translate and will pop up. I don't know. I just, I have to research more into that because I've always
the whole thing. I think it's harder to get there with the abbreviation for sure.
What do you say?
I said, I think it's a lot harder to get there just doing the abbreviation than it is for the whole word.
Yeah. And so I don't know if that's, I don't know if that's specific to eBay though either, because District is a new search, it's a new platform. So eBay might be able to translate. If someone's typing VTG, they might be able to know in their algorithm, oh, VTG equals vintage. And so that will pop up. But I know that District has been pretty picky lately. Like if I'm searching for Nancy's Vintage Treasures and I forget the S, it will not pop up. So I'm just trying to be like, have it exactly how it is and try not to put in any abbreviations that people won't search for. But Jen is saying she does.
Well, and the other thing is test it, test it and see what happens, try it.
Yeah. But like, I think the most important thing is your first 5 words. And then if you're doing it for a live sale and you're just putting vintage green rhinestone brooch, which I do. Like I just make it really simple. But if it didn't sell and then you're putting it into your buy it now, make sure you're changing the title
Changing it
so
up.
that
Change
so that it can be more searchable. I think I'm lagging.
You're lagging?
I can see my mouth moving slower than I'm talking.
Like the 4-second delay on TV?
Yeah. So anyways, do we have anything else besides we're doing the
I
Lily,
think
the
other
Learning
than
with
just
Lily
make
Works
sure
train.
you are getting ready for the holidays now. Don't wait. Start putting that stuff in. This could be a big, big hit for you this year.
Yeah.
If it hasn't in past or you're newer to reselling, put your stuff out there. Get it staged. Start doing it when you're doing your live selling. Get your buy it nows in on District into Lilyworks. Try the auction feature in there. And for all of you that